Bitcoin week resolution starts right now. Hello Adrian, and welcome back once again to another episode of the Dang Oracle. It is, yes, the start of the week. It's Monday. It's going to be very interesting, I think, because I do believe that this week is the week of a resolution, and we will have our first big move, most likely within the next couple of days, within this week. Before the ending and the expiration of all these futures and all these options that are going to be expiring, I think there will be a lot of volatility coming up, and there will be a lot of action and movement coming up. Something very in contrast of what we have been having the past couple of weeks, of course, where most of the price action was on the traditional markets rather than on Bitcoin. So if you were trading on traditional markets, you probably had more fun than trading Bitcoin. If you were trading Bitcoin, not as much as fun as always. Anyways, hope you're doing well. It's 7:30 p.m. UTC +8, so welcome everybody who is watching around the world. And let's wait a little bit until the hardcore crew is here. And yes, some of them are here already. Hi Lex, hi Darren, hi Nikolai. Hi Gita. Hope you're doing well on this beautiful Monday and a good start of the new week. Hi Gil. Gil, the YouTube stream or the YouTube comments is fixed now, so you can you can post on YouTube as well. It should not be repeating 7 million times. So until people are coming up a little bit, entering slowly, let's take a look on the some COVID numbers before we move on. And here we go on the most updated numbers. Let's take a look. We are at over 2.2 million cases, over 1 million, over 2.2 million cases in the US, over 1 million cases in Brazil, and Russia close to 600,000, and India over 400,000 as well. Hi Alto, hi Fardeen, welcome. And let's take a look on how it looks on the chart. Let's take a look. Yes. I understand, Gil. I understand. I was very scared and annoyed as well for a couple of days until they fixed that issue. Anyways, we are at total confirmed cases of 8.9 million cases, and as you can see, it's sloping down a little bit, but not really for the US, not really for Brazil, not really for Russia. Hi Henry, definitely not really for India, not really for Peru. It is the case for Spain though. So yeah, like we've been saying, most of the countries in South America are having a big problem, and for Asia it is mainly India that is having a problem. So because it's a Monday, well, we always go through some news around the world first before we head into our technical analysis. So first, some news from the US, of course, the FED. Who else? The main reason why everything is looking so bullish. Anyways, so the Federal Reserve said that they will move away now from ETFs and to direct corporate bond purchases. So they are saying that the central bank corporate bond purchases will ultimately move away from ETFs and going into individual issues. So yeah, that basically creates even more. Of course, they're going to buy even more debts, but now directly from companies rather than from indexes or ETFs. So yeah, that's pretty scary to be honest, because of course the risk when you're buying ETFs, of course the risk is way lower than buying individual bonds or the individual companies, right? So let's see how that works out. But they are saying that they would create an index that would include the bonds across the market, though issuers must have a rating of BBB- or Ba3 as of March 22, the day before the announcement. So they do say that that there will be some sort of like index that and that they will only take individual companies that have a good or a high rating before the crash. But yeah, as you know, this could be problematic and definitely well, most likely will be very problematic in the future, because as you can see, some criticism for including speculative grade or junk or debt, particularly companies that were still investment grade before the coronavirus but have been downgraded. And well, according to the FED, the markets are working, Powell. Companies can borrow, people can borrow, companies are not showing tons of financial stress, and they're less likely to take cutting measures, things like that. So yeah, that's what they're doing right now. So in addition to corporate bonds, the FED is going to buy a minimum of 80 billion in treasuries and 40 billion in mortgage-backed securities each month. Guys, each month. So that's basically each month they're gonna buy the market cap of Bitcoin, basically on a monthly basis, just the market cap of Bitcoin. That also shows us, like, you know, how small the crypto industry is, right? We're talking about a few hundred billion, and yes, of course, that's a lot of money. That looks like a lot of money, but in terms of, like, you know, the whole world perspective, it's very small. This is what the FED is doing on a monthly basis. Okay, let's move on into South America. Well, I've been telling you guys, South America, like for example Peru, like Brazil, have been doing really, really bad. But right now we are very confused what we want to do. Since one, please help out what we'll do for long or short. Well, we will go over into Bitcoin in a while, but there's if they are worried after 1 month already, then it depends on what you want to do. Yes, Gil, they should just buy Bitcoin. Anyways, so Uruguay is actually one of the countries in the South American countries that is actually doing pretty okay in Latin America. As you can see, as of June 14, the country only had 847 confirmed cases and 23 deaths. And if you compare that with Brazil, that's 4,001 cases and 201 million deaths per million. So yeah, that's a very, very big difference. And the only thing different actually is between those countries is the following: social distancing, using masks, active testing, everything that what other countries are usually should be doing, right? That usually should be doing. But yeah, Uruguay has been doing it very swiftly in March to enact social distancing and community tracing and so on and so on. They never did an actual lockdown, but they did all of that and short of that, and that's the reason why the number of casualties are really, really on the lower end. I think, to be honest, a lot of people have underestimated the usage of or the capabilities of masks. I know there's a lot of countries, there are a lot of people still are not using masks at all, and that's really worrisome, to be honest. I think this is the new normal. When you go out, you should be just wearing a mask, and that will at least, you know, save a lot of issues or a lot of problems. Not 100% secure, of course, but at least, you know, some security or at least some lower end. Hi Jerson, you're a little bit late, but we're just going over some news rather than technical analysis just yet. So anyways, moving on to Asia, we can so Cambodia is one of the countries that, of course, is living off of a lot of tourists. A lot of people are usually going to visit Cambodia for one of the top tourist attractions, of course, the Wat Angkor. And the thing is, when you now if you're flying into Cambodia, you have to put a deposit as a foreigner of $3,000, and the deposit is actually just for COVID-19 related costs. So mandatory testing, transportation to a quarantine hotel, treatment, funeral services, and medical treatment. So of course, almost no tourists are going to Cambodia right now. I mean, who wants to be putting a deposit down of $3,000 for the case that you're gonna get sick or something like that? So right now, yeah, a lot of people. Before we had hundreds of thousands of people visiting the Wat Angkor, and apparently right now you can just there's basically nobody, just the locals that are visiting the temples and visiting the tourist attraction, basically, because yeah, of course that's really bad for the hotels, the bars and stuff like that. But yeah, for the Cambodians or the people, the locals who are living there, they are quite enjoying it, to be honest. Not to have all these rude, not all of them are rude, of course, all these tourists coming around and bothering them, or mass tourists, because, yeah, that's how it is right now. This is the new normal. But it's pretty crazy that they, arriving as a tourist, $3,000 deposit just in case, just in case. Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Anyways, that is a little bit the news over around the world. Let's go into some technical analysis, of course. First of all, I wanted to go over some traditional markets, and following up on what we basically were saying, I think yesterday or during the weekend, what we've been talking about, right? So looking on the daily, well, of course, we should not be looking on this candle, but this is where it stopped on Friday, and I told you guys it closed below the EMA 21, so I did expect it to go a little bit lower first before we bounce back up, and that's basically what happened. As you can see, we went down here, bounced above this beautiful blue line, or the EMA 20, no, not the EMA, or the simple 21 moving average, and as you can see, bounced back up and made a serious recovery, but right now struggling at the 10 simple moving average, or the pinkish light red line, as you can see right here. So no confirmation there just yet. We'll know a little bit more obviously when the markets are going to be opening. Right now I do believe that it's struggling right now at the EMA 21, or the yellow line on the 4-hour chart. So let's see if we manage to be breaking that, yes or no. If we don't break that, I do believe that we'll most likely be retesting once again towards the lower end, or back to a little bit lower this time, most likely around the 3,000 level once again. So I would be aiming towards this green line here, the EMA 55, if we do get rejected from there. That also means, of course, once again, if we do get rejected on traditional markets, I expect pretty much the same thing for Bitcoin, where we get a little bit a lower price as well on Bitcoin today, basically today. But that's what I'm looking at. I want to see if we managed on the traditional markets to be breaking this EMA 21 on the traditional markets. But right now it really looks like it's getting rejected right now. So if we do get rejected, I do expect us to go a leg lower on the traditional markets before we once again most likely will have a bounce. Very similar we can see on the Nasdaq as well. On the daily, let's go back. And it is a laggy right now. There it is. So yeah, I told you guys this candle on Friday didn't look that well as well. And as we can see, very similar to like the S&P, of course, it went down a little bit, one leg down here, and bounced on that and went back up here. But very similar also to with the S&P, we are getting some resistance right now, as we can see here. Ooh, why is it pretty slow right now? I don't know why Nasdaq chart is so slow right now. Here. So we got also a small bounce towards the a small push to the green line, the EMA 55 here. Bounce back up right now, and we are actually currently above the EMA 21 for Nasdaq. But like I said, looks like it's starting to get rejected once again. And for me, the whole question is, do we stay above this EMA 21? Yes or no for the traditional markets? If we don't hold this line, most likely we'll be seeing towards around this red line here, about the lower end, the lower end of 9,000. So like at 100 points towards the downside or something like that. Yeah, I did see that Planet. I saw that news, but that's really old news. So you know. And also, how much can we believe what Trump says? I don't know. Yeah, I cannot distinguish anymore, to be honest, when he's saying, when he's serious or when he's not serious, right? Because, for example, when he's saying that maybe we should lower the amount of tests, because if we do too many tests, then we will have too many confirmed cases, and that's a double-edged sword, and that's bad for our reputation. I don't know if he's being serious. I don't know if it's being serious or not. Some people say that he's serious. Some people say that he's not serious. Only Trump really knows if he's serious or not. But obviously, that logic is flawed. if you think like, oh, we're doing too many tests, let's stop doing tests, then our numbers of COVID are not going to go as high. Yeah, I mean, come on, it doesn't work like that, right? It's the same as like saying like, well, let's do a lower amount of pregnancy tests, and then we'll have less pregnant women who are aware that they are pregnant. Let's put it like that. But yeah, I don't know if he's being serious. I don't know if he's being serious, yes or no. So it could be a joke, So and then if it's a joke, then I guess he thinks that's funny. But in this time and age, I have no idea if he's being serious or not. And so, yeah, when in that book, when he says go after Bitcoin, I mean, to be honest, I do believe that very, very powerful people have been trying to stop Bitcoin a long time ago. I'm not talking about now, like 10 years ago or 8, 9, before Bitcoin is stopped, has started to become popular. But the problem is decentralization is something that you really cannot stop. As long as people find it to have any value, then it will have some value, and nobody can take it away from you. If there's 10 people that believe it has some value, then it has some value. That's just how it works. So it's not like the president can just say like, okay, well, it's forbidden, Bitcoin is forbidden, and so what? How can he forbid it? The only thing that he can do is like put taxes on it and make it less popular or something like that. I guess something like that. But you can't really stop it, and definitely not now anymore. We're past that phase already. I think now it's more about acceptance rather than trying to get rid of it. Hi Jazz, welcome as well. So yeah. I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I do believe that the re-election will have a major impact on the economy. As in, like, if Trump would get re-elected, it would actually be good. Hi John. It would actually be good for the stock market, because no matter how you look at it, the only reason why things are going well right now in the stock market is because the FED is just doing everything what they can to be pushing up the price, right? But anyways, back to our Nasdaq. So everything will be really depending on if we break that support level, yes or no. So later tonight when the markets are opening, I do believe that we will have a small pullback towards the downside. This looks like a rejection of the EMA 21. So I do believe that we'll have a little leg, a little bit leg lower. But the question is, do we break that level, yes or no? So very similar to what I've said yesterday. Do we break this area, yes or no? If the stock market, if the S&P breaks that level here and confirms a daily candle below that area, that would be very bad. That would be very, very bad. Like then kind of expect Bitcoin to be doing what we have been talking about, going towards the lower end of the channel, right? So that's basically what I'm looking for. But if the traditional markets do push up and go back up once again, and bounce from that area and go back to make all-time highs again, then sure, then nothing or no issues. Basically, I expect Bitcoin to be go up as well. All right. So let's go back into Bitcoin, and this is the daily chart right now. So what I've been telling you guys since yesterday. I was hoping to see if we would be able to close the daily candle above the EMA 21 or below the EMA 55. That could most likely be triggering some move towards the 9.6k level, or towards the oh, the real dang oracle is awake and he's crying, if you can hear him on the background. So is he okay? Okay. Yeah, anyways, so that's basically what I've been saying, and that's what we're waiting for, right? So pretty much the same thing that is going on right now. We are basically waiting for one of the two things to be happening, breaking the 9.6k or breaking the 8.9k to the downside, right? So if one of the two things happen for Fardeen, that's basically what you should be looking at. So if you're asking me, do you long or short, that's the trigger. If we break the 9.6k, yes, most likely that will be my position to be longing. If we break the 8.9k to the downside, that will be my position to be shorting. One of the two cases, and it will most likely be happening pretty soon. And as you can see right now, we are pushing above this EMA 21 on the daily already. And like I said, if we do break this line, I do expect us to be going up higher and be retesting the 9.6k. I'm not saying that the 9.6k will be breaking immediately. It's possible, but it's also possible that we get another rejection here once again, and then do like this, something like this, for example, right? But I do believe that we'll most likely be retesting the 9.6k most likely tonight, as long as price is above the EMA 21, right? So let's take a look on the 4-hour chart, and as you can see right here, if we make a trend line from this area here, and a measured move, sorry, from this falling wedge that we formed, and as you can see right here, we kind of have an expected move that is towards this area right now, that we are forming right now, right? So this is also the channel that I've drawn on the RSI, and we've broken above it. As you can see, this could have been a confirmation for a small scalping position towards the upside. I didn't take it or anything like that. I'm just saying this is basically what is showing up right now. But don't be in a rush or anything like that. Like I said, the real confirmation is really this 9.6k if we do break it, or on the downside this 8.9k if we do break it towards the downside. If we break it towards the upside, I do expect us to be going up at least towards this 9.9k, or around the 10k ish level. If we break this on the downside, I do expect us to be going I do expect us to be going all the way down towards most likely a small bounce around the 8k level, 8.1k level ish, or something like that. So those are just the two areas that I'm looking at, and those are the two things that are interesting for me. Until then, I'll just wait it out. But like I said, this looks pretty positive, right? Because this is like this falling channel that we have been forming for a really long time now. And if we take let's take a measured move from this falling channel, and if we do break up from this side here, as you can see here, beautiful, towards the 10k, measured move around the 10k, or this green box that we are waiting for. So let's see if we do break, but it's not, nothing is confirmed just yet or anything like that. We have to be closing we have to be closing above this area here. So if we do close in the next 2 minutes or something like that, above this green box, kind of feel pretty confident that we will go an extra $150 towards the upside near the 9.6k. Not saying that the 9.6k will be broken immediately, but I do think that we'll be retesting the 9.6k ish area. So for people who are scalping, that's basically the $100 that I've been talking about yesterday towards the upside, that you can be scalping. I'm not interested in that or anything like that. I'm just saying, that's what we've been through, or that's what we've talked about yesterday, right? If we close above the yellow EMA 21, I do expect this to go up a little bit, $100 towards the upside. Sorry, $100 toward the upside near the 9,600. If we break to the downside below the EMA 55, I do expect this $100 to the downside. But it doesn't really break our structure, right? When we break the 9.6K, that does break our structure, and then that's basically the moment that we should be getting ready and should be getting prepared. So until then, let's just wait it out. There's no need to be in a rush or anything like that. So because the move is going to be substantial. It's going to be very substantial because the HVP has been flashing for a couple of days now, and whenever the HVP is flashing, we can clearly see that we get extreme amounts of moves. We're talking about thousands and thousands of $1,000 to $2,000 moves, right? And as you can see right here now, we can see that it has been flashing for a really pretty much very low HVP since the 12th of June, so it's like 10 days already, right? So just to give you give you a quick look on whenever we get the HVP flashing for a very long period, we get major moves. This doesn't imply a direction, so it could be a very volatile move towards the top side or a very volatile move to the downside. That's why I'm just saying, like, most likely we'll be seeing either 11.5K or we'll be seeing 7.5K. That's basically the reason why, because we have been contracting for so long, and this move is going to be like most likely around the $2,000 mark. $2,000 move. I'm not saying that it's going to be immediately like that, but like I said, if we do go towards the upside, 10.5K and then 11.5K after. If we go to the downside, 8K ish, then breaking the break of the 8.9K towards the 8K, and then 8.8K towards the 7.5K, something like that. But here's a beautiful example. It was flashing from the 12th of September until the 23rd of September. Pretty similar, as what we are having right now, right? So if we are looking what happened on that date, on the 12th, let's take a look. So if we are looking here on the 12th of September, as you can see, this is when it started flashing, and as you can see, it took a few days, but then afterwards the big move was coming, and as you can see here, it went this is one that went down to the downside. And if we take a price range, let's take it from this top here, we went all the way down 22%, right? It is a drop from 10,000 all the way down to it's even more, all the way down to 7,700. So that's a beautiful $2,300 move right there, right? So that's why I'm saying I take quite a lot of importance onto the HVP when it flashes. It's substantial. Let's take a look in the past a little bit more. Here it did flash a couple of, we can take a look at it. It flashed a little bit between the 15th of March to this 26th of March, very low also. So 15th of March, let's see what the price was then, or what did it do? The 15th of March. So basically here, 15th of March here. So here, between 15th of March and the 20th of March, price went a little bit sideways, and then bam, it went to the upside, as you can see here. So let's take a look how much we went to the upside. Let's take here something like this. So here, a nice 37% to the upside. So definitely not bad, right? So like I said, every time this HVP is giving us like a big flash, very big moves are happening, right? So here, let's take a look here on the 4th of October to the 10th of October. Let's take a look. 4th of October to the 10th of October. Is that correct? 1 second. Nothing that much happened here, but here is what when it flashed again. So 24th of October. 24th of October. Oh, here. So here it went sideways, and of course, and then we got this major dump towards the downside. Ooh, an insane, crazy dump, as you can see here. Crazy dump. It's crazy. That one is really crazy. So from 6,400 all the way down to basically 3,000. So it's like a 50% dump that we had towards the downside. So yeah, just to let you know, whenever on the daily the H3P is flashing for a very long time, we are getting like a $2,000 move or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm expecting, and that's why I'm rather very patiently waiting to see what the resolution is of the move, rather than being very in a hurry and in a rush to be going. But like I said, and I keep saying it, technically we are in an uptrend. It's looking quite bullish, as we can see here. Let's go on the weekly. This is the weekly, and we have been trying to break this resistance for a really long time now. We bounced off the 10 simple moving average. This looks to me like continuation, but I want to see confirmation. Yes, of course, Andrew. You should always position yourself long and short, and set your stop losses. That's definitely what you should be doing. So yeah, this looks very good. The only problem is, and I keep saying that as well, the Stokes now are starting to curl down, and if that happens, never good. And let's go back into the back test it. So we have it here when things started curling down on the 17th of June, and that's when basically here when we got this crash towards the downside, as you can see. And let's go back here when it was very high here, and it curls back down here. And this is on the 18th of December, and as you can see here, 18th of December, here 18th of December started to major crash to the downside here, right? So here as well, on the 26th of December, let's take a look. 26th of December here, this is when it broke down to the downside here. And although this is in a major bull market, see, this is a major bull market 2016, right, as you can see, but when it curls back down, this bullish retracement, it's still 41%. So yeah, bullish retracement. Bullish retracement of 41%. Here as well, 26th of December, oh, we just saw that one, sorry. Here as well, 13th of June, let's take a look. 13th of June here, 13th of June went down here. Let's take a look. 40%. So yeah, 40%. Amazing, isn't it? So yeah, 40%, even during a bull market, 30%, 40% pullback is quite normal. And okay, let's play around with that 30 to 40%, right? So if we get a pullback from this top here all the way down to like a 30%, where do we get? That makes sense. Yeah, 7K ish for the 30% retracement. 7K. I've been speaking about the 6.9K, right? So 6.9K would be around 33%. Kind of makes sense. If we break down lower 40% or something like that, then we hit this support trend line, or the 200 moving average at around 6,000. Kind of makes sense as well, right? So even if we are in a bull market, right? Even if we are in a bull market, 30 or 40% pullbacks is quite the kind of the normal thing for Bitcoin. if you see what we see, I mean. So don't be like I said, don't be too be concerned about missing out on the big on investments or anything like that, because yeah, most likely we'll be seeing a 30 or 40% retracement, even though we are in a bull market anyways. So just be patient. Just be very, very patient. Anyways, so yeah, the stocks are starting to curl down. This is definitely not good. So time is basically running out, right? So time is really, really running out. And that's the reason why I still believe that we will still get a push up towards the upside. But then, like I said, 11.5 makes all the sense in the world for me that that we get a pullback from there, or 10.5k. Once again, we make some sort of a double top, and then that theory from the Wyckoff theory is gonna be coming through, right? So we've been making this Wyckoff theory here, as we can see here. For me, my question is, do we go towards this area and then break down from here, or do we get a UTAT and break down from there? Or if we are looking at the chart itself, this is the one, do we go to the UTAT and break down from there, or are we going to just hit the resistance line, the LPSI, and then go down from there, right? And this is basically where we're at right now. So I do believe that that we will have another push up towards, like I said, like maybe we just get 9.8k, what am I saying, 9.9k, close to 10k once again, and get rejected from there. Then we would get the Wyckoff distribution pattern number 2, or we get Wyckoff distribution pattern number 1, and then we get a UTAT, most likely around 11.1k. That would also fill our gap as well, that we have been waiting to be filling for a really long time as well on the CME chart as well, right? So could be good as well. Other than that, I wanted to show that on the CME chart we did make a small gap right now on the CME chart between 9,340 to 9,360, so $20, a very small gap in between there, but it is there, right? It is there. So just pointing it out there. So maybe we still will get some, rejection and back down towards that area. 9.3 on the CME chart would be right now, how much is the premium? 9,560, $110 premium. So 9,340 would be $9,230 on the spot price, give or take. So let's say 9,250 would be the case. But anyways, right now we can see that this measured move is kind of played out for me, and that's what this channel was. So I'll be removing that. I think that was the move right now. Do we get a pullback from there back down towards our, well, maybe we won't remove this line though. I'll remove this line. Do we get a pullback from there back to this support line, and then we go back up, and then we clear the gap on the CME chart? That's possible, right? That's possible. But anyways, if we hold this green box here, I do believe that we will be retesting the 9.6k ish area once again, which is here. So if we hold this level where we're at right now for the next 4 hours, 8 hours, something like that, and then most likely we'll be heading here. Do we break it? Maybe, or something like this is also possible. I'm just, for me, I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting for this, either this to break 9.6 or this to break 8.9. One of the two things. That's basically the only thing that I'm waiting for. So you don't have to be asking me what I'm gonna do. That's the only two numbers that I care about right now. Like I said, for the people who are wanting to be scalping, this is a valid scalp, towards the 9.6, or when we break this line, this is a valid scalp towards the 9k ish area, towards the downside. But other than that, this looks constructive. But I do think that the move, the wedge, the falling wedge has been completed now with this move towards the upside. The question is, do we still have power towards going up more, or do we take a breather back to this support line and then move back up here, for example, like that, right? So that's basically the main question. I have no idea, to be honest, no idea. But on the other hand, for that $100 scalp, it's not of my interest as well, right? When we have clearly seen that we are talking about multiple thousands of dollars of move that is potentially be upcoming very, very soon. I'm not going to put myself in that kind of risk where I'm stuck in a position while I'm just aiming for one of those two big moments, the 9.6K breaking on the upside or the 8.9K breaking to the downside, right? So for now, obviously, and that's what I've been saying for a long time as well for the past couple of weeks, I am still bullish because we are technically still in a bull trend. This is technically still all higher lows, and this is technically in a bullish channel, right? Upward trend channel, as we can see, right? But once we break down and below this this area here, then we have a lower low, and then the pattern has been broken. That's just how it is, right? So basically, that's what we've been waiting for a really long time now. But we are very, very, very close, as we can see, right? Very close at the end of this channel. So if we get rejected here and we swipe one more time down and then we go up, very, very possible. If we get very hardcore rejected here and we break down below the EMA 55 and here, we still have a chance to go back up here. Or we break down all the way, right? And then little bounce here and then towards the 8.1K. That's basically what I'm waiting. But other than that, I mean, the same story, just waiting for one of the two things to be happen before I will make a judgment call. But of course, the probability for me are still higher towards the upside than the downside. I still believe that we will have one of these scenarios, two scenarios, either to one more push towards the LPSI or one more push all the way towards the UTAT, get the FOMO in, get all the retail back into action, and then dump then the hammer of Thor and get a bullish correction of like 30 to 40% from there, and things will be okay. I mean, that's what I think is going to be happening. But the market is going to do what the market wants to do, right? So I'm not going to be guessing on that area. I'm just waiting for the price to be indicating to be what it wants to do, and then I'll be just trading upon that. But what we can see on the COT charts right now, as I've been talked about already, the retail, that's the blue line, as you can see, the retail has been slowly dissipating because, of course, the halving hype has been gone. But the professional traders, as you can see, has been going up, very, very steadily. And we can also see that on the CME chart, the open interest has been skyrocketing on the CME chart, has been multiplied by 10-fold during this period. So professional traders are pretty bullish on Bitcoin right now, and I kind of follow the sentiment of the professional trader. I guess that's the reason why I'm with in this group as well. And I do believe that we will still have a push up towards the upside rather than downside, definitely with the traditional markets pumping everything up and going up, creating new all-time highs like on NASDAQ and so on. Institutions, as you can see, are not interested at this point in time as well. Kind of am understanding. Because what institutions do is usually they will buy a lot during very low prices. And as we can see here, here is when institutions kind of bought a lot. And as we can see, that's when the prices are really, really low, right? So between this area here, we can see institutions bought, right? So from 10th of March, which is of course when we had that major crash on the 13th of March, super major crash. So this is when the institutions bought this area here between 3.5K all the way to around 7K. So 3.5 to 7K, that's when institutions bought, they accumulate, they hold it, and that's it. That's what they do, institutions do. Then what happened is, after we went to the 7K, 7.5K, the retail got really, really interested because halving is going to make me rich. And that is basically the reason why price skyrocketed even higher towards around that 10K level. right? And that's when you can see actually during that level, retail kept on buying, but professional traders and retail started selling off, and that's why you got these dumps here. It's like the professionals and the retails are taking profits because they have bought during this period, and they are taking profits. Retail thought, I will just buy the dip, and they bought it back up, and then once again, retail institutions sold off, price went back down, and retail bought it back up. And then retail is starting to understand that price is not really going back up really fast after the halving. So the halving hyping machine started to dissipate, but the price still held up very nicely. Why? Because the professional traders are buying it up, and yeah, they are going to push the price up a little bit higher, and then most likely try to get the retail interested once again. And then like I said, usually the retailers get dumped on their faces, and that's when the professional traders are going to take profits at this top. That's what I kind of expect. And then we'll have that bullish dump of like 30 to 40%, because a lot of retail have bought during this period. That's where all the retail, most of the retail are holding Bitcoin. They bought around $9,000, $10,000 at the top, and they will get hyped once again when it goes to like 11.5, for example, and they will think, oh, I should be buying more instead of like buying less. Even though I bought already at 10,000, maybe I should buy at 11,000 or 11,500, and that's when the hammer of Thor is going to be hitting down, and then we'll have 7,500. And then the retailers will be selling it at a loss at like 7,000 or something like that, the Bitcoin that they bought at 10,000, and then the professionals and the institutions are going to buy it back up once again. And that's how the circle of greed and how the circle of fear works. So yeah, I am still mainly partially, just looking at the psychology and how everything is moving. Like I said, I still am more likely to be bullish than bearish. But like I said, if the professional traders are suddenly going to be stopped buying, and the retailers are not, the interest is dissipating already, and the professionals are not going to buy, of course the price is going to dump immediately. So, who knows, right? Who knows what happens? But when will we know what will happen? Well, most likely this week, because so many contracts are set to expire within this week for the monthly monthly futures, right? So, but all the professional trades, or most of the professional traders, are in the long. And where do you want the price to be at the expiration date? Of course, they want the price to be as high as possible, right? To make profit, right? You want the price to be as high as possible when you are in a long, but also the price to be as high as possible when you want to be entering a short as well, right? So two-edged sword here, right? So yeah, once again, just my personal opinion. This is how I interpret the market at this moment and this time. I really can't be bearish on the market when traditional markets are making all-time highs, right? So that's basically what we're looking at, and that's basically what I'm thinking. So I think I'll wrap it up for today. I don't think there's more to be explained or more to be said. Yeah, I'm just waiting for one of the two things to happen. So most likely it will be happening very soon, right? Oh, I forgot to go through the expected move charts. So yeah, so expected move chart, most likely to the top of the range, most likely back to like 9,750, 9.8k, something like that, and to the bottom of the range around 9.2k, something like that. That's basically the ranges that I'm expecting. Let's take a look. Oh, it's not that high actually. First standard deviation to the top side is 9,572, and first standard deviation to the bottom side is 9,357. And as we can see, it's angled a little bit towards the upside, but not that much. So once again, maybe we won't see anything today as well, because 9,573 would not resolve the range towards the top side, and it would also not resolve the range towards the downside, right? But let's see. Anyways, the good news is, and that's what I've been talking about as well, we are seeing that the Stokes on the 12 hour are crossing towards the upside and trying to break this resistance line. So once again, I can't be bearish when I see stuff like that. But it has to be happening really soon, right? I mean, this is basically the key moments. Over the next 24 hours, we'll basically know. But I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. I'm more leaning towards another leg towards the upside rather than the downside. RSI is above the EMA, which is pretty good. We'll only break down at 9,374, so nothing that much. But like I said, not that much information we can get out of the RSI or anything like that. It's more of the Stokes that. Okay, on the daily, the Stokes are still curling towards the downside, which is kind of normal because the daily closes only tomorrow, right? But what I want to be seeing is, of course, a curl towards the upside, and tomorrow, if we close tomorrow above 9.5k or above the EMA 21 here on the daily, if we it's a bit lower actually, 9,443. If we close above 9,443, then the Stokes will be curling towards the upside again. So that's what we want to see, right? If the 12 hour is now already starting to curl, then we want to follow through on the daily, and that curling up towards the top side as well. Let's take a look on the short term on the 4 hour. Very, very, very high up on the 4 hour. Looks pretty good. In the short term, momentum is shifting towards the bullish side right now, right? But I want to be very clear as well. Although everything looks good here, this is normal that it's on the high side of the weekly, but dangerous. The 3-day is falling here, which is not good. 2-day is falling here, which is not good. So the momentum is really, it's you can see it's really a now or never kind of moment. So we basically, the bulls have basically 1 or 2 days. That's pretty much it. I don't give it much more time than that, to be honest. So if over the next couple of days we don't break one of these key structures, I think it's over for the bulls, and we will have a serious retracement. So we will know this the week. I mean, this week is really it's really where it's at. But like I said, I'll just wait until the market is going to show me the direction. Right now, it's showing me the direction towards the 9.6k. That's basically what it's showing me. And like I said, if you wanted to scalp, this was the scalping moment, right? The 4 hour closed above the green box here, as you can see, and we're trending towards. So yeah, I think it's gonna go up at least $100, something like that. More 9,550 ish area or something like that, near the 9.6k. Does it break it? Yes or no? That's basically the main question. If it breaks, then then you know what I'm gonna do. If it doesn't break, then then you also know what I'm gonna do. Absolutely nothing. But as you can see, this long channel, downwards channel, is finally breaking towards the upside, as you can see on the RSI on the daily. So yeah, it looks pretty good. But I just wait. I'm a little chicken. I'll just wait for my confirmation, and the confirmation that is at 9.6k, and the confirmation to the downside is 8.9k. One of those two things is most likely going to be happening in the next couple of days, and just have to be patient, because like I said, the money is where where the big move is. That's where the money is. I don't like to be taking like small scalps for no reason, or be stuck in a position for no reason, right? That's all. I'll be taking, well, baby dang is sleeping right now, so it's okay. He actually falls asleep when he hears me talking a lot. So maybe I have a soothing melodic voice that makes him fall asleep. But other than that, very interesting couple of days coming up. This is it, guys. This is it. Short term, let's wrap it up. Short term, I do believe that we'll be retesting the 9.6K most likely later tonight. Do we break it? Yes or no? I don't really have an opinion on that. But if it does break, then I do believe that we'll most likely see a quick push towards this green box here around the 9.9K ish, 9.9K ish area, around there. Doesn't mean that it will immediately break through it, yes or no, or anything like that. But then I do expect this continuation most likely towards afterwards towards the 10.5K, and then if we break the 10.5K, then 11.5K. That's basically the whole 3 steps. But we're following this up on a daily basis, right? So every day you can see if things work out or things don't work out. That's the beauty of documenting it on basically every day. But right now, short term, still bullish. Midterm, still bullish. Long term, still bullish until I see confirmation. But if this breaks, I'll be switching into very bearish mode. Short term, mid term, not long term. Long term, I'm still bullish. I will always be bullish long term. But for now, 9.6K most likely a test of that area. Do we break it? Maybe. Not sure about that. If we do break it, then most likely near than, that will be a position, a quick $300, $350 possible trade right there, at least in my opinion. But other than that, we'll follow it up, of course, tomorrow, same time, same place, YouTube and Facebook. Please like, comment, share, or ask questions, or whatever you want to do with this channel. Hope you enjoyed the beautiful Monday evening stream. Monday evening for me. And of course, until tomorrow, please